said she's been overwhelmed by their kindness. And here we go in Indiana with the Fever. The crowd will stand here until the first bucket from Indiana. Here's Cunningham. Off to Boston. Boston turns the corner, spinning inside and laying it in.
Leah Boston just with smaller defenders on her. She's gotten so good, Ryan, at faking that handoff and turning and driving to the basket. You see the Indiana Fever starting out in a zone defense. They played a heavy dose of zone in their last game against Chicago as well.
A 92-70 win. Lob it inside. Ellie Jones able to finish over Holmes. Ellie Jones did a nice job of getting this chance with Dallas. What a move from Boston through the lane and gets the foul. Leah Boston is going to shoot two.
We talked about the Indiana Fever in their zone and in their game, their last game against Chicago, 32 possessions. The first 31 games combined, they only played 11 possessions of zone. We talked to Steph White about that before the game. She said two purposes. One, keeps us out of foul trouble. And the second, she's like, we have to conserve the energy of our high minutes players.
Stephanie White, her first season at the helm of the Fever in her second stint as the franchise's coach. Done an amazing job with this group too. You consider how well they have played in the absence of Caitlin Clark's latest injury with the groin. Indiana has won 6 of their last 8 games. Right now currently sitting as the 5 seed in the playoff picture. Here's Segrist launching, can't hit, and Lexi Hall the rebound. Here comes Mitchell, always a blur, will fire, in and out. And Geisel-Suter on the rebound.
One of the things you'll see from the Indiana Fever, because they don't have a traditional point guard on the floor, is all 5 of their players really can initiate the offense once they get a rebound.
Nice little touch there on the pass from Beckers as Segrist gets on the board. Her first start since June. Chris Koklanis, head coach of Dallas, was talking to us about how many traps Beckers has been seeing of late. Just how selfless she is in those situations. Here's Boston, shot clock fading. Boston aggressive, leaves it short. And the rebound secured by Geisel-Suter. Beckers, the crossover, the step back. No.
Her ability to create pace or space on her shots. Well, she saw help defense coming.
Holmes stepped out of bounds, and Indiana turns it over. Here's Berger, former member of the Fever, former star at Indiana, as Beckers gets fouled from behind by Cunningham. And they will review whether or not this is a reckless closeout from Cunningham and could perhaps result in 3 free throws and the basketball for Dallas.
It's more of a chasing on the screen. Can you call it a reckless chase? Or is it, because it's not really closing out.
Plays on review for a possible closeout. Foul was on Sophie Cunningham. Plays on review. We're checking also to see if it's a 3-point shot.
Well, Eric Bruton has a word with you, Rebecca.
Oh, watch.
He didn't say chase, did he?
But she's chasing. She's not closing out.
Pace set all kinds of rookie records.
Yeah, and she's just made it look relatively easy from the jump. And she even talked to us about, how she kind of felt her way out the first month of May and then got a little bit more aggressive looking for her shot. She talked about how different her...
will be upgraded to a flagrant run for a reckless closeout. Sophie Cunningham's right foot gets under Bucker's foot. She'll have 3 shots. Side out will be to Dallas, 24 on shot clock.
So the 3 free throws in the basketball for Dallas here. We'll finish your Page thought.
Yeah, aggressive in terms of scoring the ball.
Right, at UConn, much more of an equal opportunity offense. And here in the pros, she's going to be more of a focal point.
Reckless side closeout, I think.
Yeah,
we
would be
should
the
settle
language
on for it. Yeah.
You see the points scored or assisted on per game, second most by a rookie in W history. Only Caitlin Clark's record rookie season last year more. There's Caitlin, courtside, wearing the Freddie Fever shirt.
That's a great looking shirt.
Well, have you ever worn the homage or homage brand t-shirts? The little
No.
H there? They're very soft.
Okay.
They're delightful. It's a good brand. Beckers hits all three. Here is Beckers again. It'll whistle against Indiana. This one's going to go against Hull. And that will be her first.
Dallas did work on their zone offense quite a bit earlier today in their shoot-around. It was interesting watching Chicago go against Indiana's zone in the last game. Just there were a number of times where there was very late in the shot clock just trying to find a good look against the zone.
Beckers can't hit. Strong side rebound to Howard. Here comes Mitchell. Mitchell gives it up to Cunningham. Boston working with Jones. Draws two. Cross court. Hull. Spacing a little jumbled in the corner. Hull thought about the three. Three to shoot on the drive. Can't slide it in. Jones off the rebound, able to get it into the arms of Beckers. Here is Segrist. She got it on a three.
Maddie Segrist very comfortable just with the catch and shoot. We've seen it here a couple times already.
A 10-4 lead for Dallas, an 8-0 run. Mitchell gives it up. Boston to the corner. Here's Hull. Can't hit on the three. She finally broke out of an extended shooting slump on Saturday against Chicago. Hull went 4 of 6 from three after she had been in a 2 for 25 rut. The Sim debut. You hear the ovation for Odyssey, signing a 7-day hardship contract after the injuries to McDonald as well as Sydney Colson. And I thought Odyssey was genuinely, well, first of all, she was just very genuine, but it was really sweet talking with her before the game when she told us, I'm nervous because the Indiana Fever have a lot of fans.
Oh, so great.
It was just very sweetly honest. But Sims, a pro who has been in deep playoff runs, been in this league for a long time, getting an opportunity here with Indiana that she's very grateful for. As Mitchell draws the foul. And that'll be number 2 on Geisel-Suda.
What we've seen these first couple of minutes, the officials are calling it very closely.
Yes.
We saw fouls on cuts by Haley Jones. Now we've seen a little bit of contact by Geisel-Suda, and the whistle has been blown. I prefer when the game is called more closely like this.
Let's take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. Friday night on ION, it's Washington and Indiana at 7:30 Eastern, followed by Vegas and Phoenix at 10. And Saturday on CBS, New York, Minnesota at 2 Eastern. For more on these games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. 11-6, Dallas leads. A little more than 4 minutes into the first. The 9-0 run ended there on those free throws.
Interesting to see Indiana extend that zone to a full court press the last possession.
Jones can't hit the three. Howard, the rebound, looking to push for Indiana. Flings it ahead. Cunningham stops and lays.
And now, even with Odyssey Sims on the floor as a primary ball handler, that's okay. Howard initiates the break, sends the lead pass to Cunningham. That's your power forward making that pass.
Here's Beckers. Stops on a dime, fades, can't hit. Segrist gets denied on the O-glass. Her follow is short. Leroux gets blocked from behind by Howard. Then Mitchell throws it away, and Beckers lays it in. First field goal of the game for Beckers as Howard just dribbles it out of bounds, and Indiana turns it over.
finding different ways to be efficient. Her speed is unmatched, and it's also why her teammates do believe that she is one of the most underrated superstars in this league. Her numbers definitely have shown it after the All-Star break.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, she's having a terrific season. A little bit of a slow start first few games, but last 20, she's been unbelievable. And after falling just short of making an all-WNBA team last season, you'd think Kelsey certainly will be first or second team this season.
Oh, without question.
And that's going to be an over and back as that ball was not touched by Dallas. That's 4 turnovers already for Indiana. They had just 7 the other day against Chicago.
When they have their arms out in the zone defense.
Leroux connects on a 3.
How well has Dallas dealt with it and their ability to get a 6'7" player who can step out and make threes.
Here's Mitchell. Nice little shovel. Howard gets fouled by Jones. Natasha Howard will shoot 2.
Leroux and her ability to just step to the floor. When Kelsey Mitchell is coming off on-ball screens, Dallas is sending 2 at her, and that time Leroux was the one who was stepping out and kind of helping until they could try to get a trap going.
Howard misses the first.
In a foot race, Kelsey Mitchell's probably going to win that one every time.
Probably going to win it against anyone.
Anyone, but especially against the big.
Howard hits the second free throw. Indiana in the bonus with 3:40 to go in this first. A 16-9 Dallas lead. Mitchell knocks it away. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Dallas.
This possession, Indiana was in a man-to-man defense, and Paige Beckers was trying to get the ball on the left side of the floor. Odyssey Sims was just face guarding her and denying her. Keep an eye on that here.
Here's Berger. Again, Odyssey Sims doing the exact same thing, denying Beckers the basketball. Hines Allen has to put it up. Can't hit. Here comes Boston. Mitchell. Cradles, dishes. Sims flips it up wildly. Loose ball on the floor. Howard trying to save it. And instead, it's Dallas who throws it out of bounds. Beckers last touching it.
Odyssey Sims.
Kelsey Mitchell highlighted to us was the loss of Sydney Colson and Ari McDonald on the defensive end, with how active they've been, how disruptive, the amount of deflections. So Sims, someone who can try and fill some of that void. Here's Sims, can't hit on the jumper, and Beckers the rebound. Sims had a 32-point game earlier this season for LA before she was released. Hines Allen fakes the 3, attacks it, finishes. Probably too hard to close out there for Natasha Howard.
But a beautiful job by Hines Allen to attack it. As soon as she got Howard to leave her feet.
A reminder, the Liberty and Aces play tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern on ESPN. Here's Boston losing the handle. Leroux tying her up, and we are going to have a jump here.
I mean, give Dallas all kinds of credit for what they're doing on the defensive end of the floor. They're trying to be disruptive. They're held Indiana right now to only 9 points. Not a lot of great open looks for Indiana.
I thought you were about to start talking about the defensive end of the Lord, which, you know, we all can be afraid of at times. So.
I thought I was too. That would probably get me in some kind of trouble, Ryan.
You don't know anything about that. Leroux whacks it out of bounds. It's going to be Indiana basketball. How about Indy in this quarter? Just 1 assist, 4 turnovers. Now, last time these teams met here was a game where it felt like Indiana had everything flowing. They set a franchise record, 30 assists. Caitlin Clark had, I believe, 13 that game, and you could see their rhythm with her on the floor as well as with her off. Felt like everything was coming together before she got hurt again. As Leroux sticks another 3. Leroux is going to force an Indiana timeout. It's a 12-point Dallas lead. Really bring a tenacity on the defensive end. It has a lot of potential offensively as well. And off to a good start so far tonight against the Fever. Here's Sims giving it up. Duntis Doesn't get the roll as Indiana struggles continue, but Miller drops the rebound out of bounds. Fever now 2 for 12 from the floor, 0 5 from 3.
And both of those shots they got on that possession, first the 3 from Kelsey Mitchell and then the 3 from Duntis, are shots that have been going in for both of those players recently.
Dallas has had a 9-0 run in the quarter and has a current 10-1 run. Indy has missed its last 6 shots. This is a spot in the schedule where the Fever, even with their injuries, really want to try and take advantage of some winnable games they have, especially here at home. Good possession here. Bibby connects on a 3. First 3 made of the game for Indiana. Knocked away. Gibson on the steal, but was out of bounds on the save. It'll stay with Dallas.
Most times she's able to deliver the ball. They make the one more pass and get the wide open look for Bibby.
Here's Quinterly, another rookie who's been outstanding as a 3rd-round pick. Talent lets it fly, rims out. Good box out there from another rookie. Timpson putting it down in a crowd, though, and we're going to have a jump ball.
She looked like a center about to hike the ball at the end of that.
With no quarterback.
Yeah. It's like when you're playing in the yard and you hike it to yourself.
Oh, yeah. I missed yard football. Snow days with yard football?
Oh, yeah.
The best. Timpson and Lee Yarou will jump it up.
You think normally the 6'7" player is going to win this. Timpson's got long arms.
Yes, and can really jump. But you know what? Lee Yarou did a nice job winning it, fending off, and now a whistle. Maybe a clock issue. Yep. I believe the shot clock did not start on the possession. Chris Koklanis has to be happy with what he's seen thus far from his Dallas wings. Lob it in. Lee Yarou lays it home. Nice delivery from Diamond Miller.
Yeah, Lee had players, defenders on both sides of her, and the ball was delivered perfectly.
Duntis hands it off. Sims trapped. Off to Duntis. Bibby another 3. It is good again. Chloe Bibby has given Indiana some really strong minutes since joining them a couple of weeks ago.
And that's the player that's going to be open off of those on-ball traps.
Whoa, hey now. J.J. Quinterly just popped it into the front row, and Indiana can hold for a final shot here. Shot clock turned off, 15 seconds to go in the first. Three seconds left. Mitchell with 2. Duntis can't hit the 3, and that'll do.
We just had a good intensity about us. We were flying around, shrinking the floor, flowing, and rebounding. So we got to keep that up.
Indiana in their zone defense again, but you were pretty effective against it in the first quarter. What did you like that you saw offensively?
Yeah, I thought we moved well and we cut well. And you send a couple cutters through, it kind of morphed into a man. So then once we got him out of it, then we were able to just get into simple man actions. But I thought our movement and our cutting was really good against the zone.
All right, Chris, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Chris Koklanis in his first year as head coach of the Wings. Wow, what an interception there from James. Flips it ahead to Miller, off to Lee Yarou, who lays it in. Beautifully executed fast break after the athletic steal from Isaiah James. Indiana has already matched its turnover total from Saturday in the win against Chicago. Timpson has it knocked away. Here comes Miller. Diamond Miller trying to push it up. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Diamond Miller as she used that off arm on Bibby.
Isaiah James on the other end of the
points. Dallas a 12-0 advantage in points off of turnovers. That is the difference on the scoreboard right now. Cunningham being harassed by James. Gets it back, 4 to shoot. Cunningham into the corner, Bibby. Again! Chloe Bibby breathing life into Indiana at a time they're really struggling to score. She is 3 for 3 from 3. Leroux, short on that one. Timpson the rebound. Here comes Sims, her first game with the Fever. Finding Cunningham on the cut. Lob it back, knocked away, but a foul. And Leroux will get tagged with her first.
When shooters are hot, and often when they're not.
For Indiana. Timpson trying to post up Leroux to no avail. Siegrist on the other end lays it in.
This is what we're used to seeing Indiana do.
Yes.
Beating other teams down the floor and scoring on fast break points, not they themselves getting beat going the other way.
Well, 8 turnovers, that's led to 14 Dallas points now. Cunningham, a deep 3. She got it. Getting the roll. Becker's looking to respond. Short. Bibby the rebound. Trying to push it ahead. Lost it. Turnover number 9. Dallas with numbers. And Siegrist lays it in. Timeout taken by Stephanie White. Dallas getting out and running off the Indiana mistakes.
That open shot, she just didn't make it.
Becker's on the attack, able to finish, plus the foul and a chance for 3 for Paige Becker. Third foul on Hull. Now, I always think about Gino Auriemma telling us that Paige moves like water. But if you think about that analogy and watch her on the floor, I mean, she really does.
Is that her freshman year that he told
That
us
was.
that? Yeah.
I remember everything Gino tells us.
Over the years, I've learned to try to forget most of it.
Text messaging coming.
Yeah.
Mitchell knocks down the 3. First field goal of the game for Kelsey Mitchell. Indiana in that zone again. Beckers bounces. Can't hit. Howard gets it ahead. Look out. Beckers knocks it out of bounds right in front of us.
To get off for 3.
Yeah, it wasn't a ton there, but just enough. Here's Mitchell. Wow, what a pass. Boston couldn't finish it. Hall cleaning it up, and this time Boston does. And now Dallas will take a timeout. 5:13 is where Stephanie White reiterated to us today she's hoping Caitlin Clark returns to practice. Stephanie talked yesterday about how Caitlin has been running more, doing more on-court work. She is hoping that Caitlin returns to practice next week. Would need multiple days of practice before she then gets into a game. But you see the way the schedule stacks up after that week and wonder, could one of those games against Minnesota or maybe the 26th at home against Seattle be a potential return game for the All-WNBA point guard? Oh, able to hang on. Indiana making a push here. Here's Howard through the lane. Can't finish it. Boston on the follow. Does. A 9-0 Indiana run. Siegrist in the corner. Connects on a big 3.
Siegrist continues to have the answer for Dallas, but again, she does not need much space or room to step into her shot.
12 points in 11 minutes for Maddie Siegrist. The all-time leading scorer in Big East history, men's or women's. Here's Boston. Boston trying to go to work and leaves it short. Howard can't dig it up, and Miller will come down with it for Dallas. Diamond Miller finds Jones. Her push shot is good. Nice little 5-0 response from the wings, and it's right back to 10.
Wings continue to be really good in both their transition offense and their secondary offense.
Foul called on just to cap some of the information on Caitlin's return to play and injury. Indiana isn't putting any timeline on it because it all is dependent upon her continuing to progress without any kind of regression as she moves from one thing to the next. That was something Stephanie White really focused on. She said it's not just about avoiding setbacks. We want to make sure that as she moves from certain movements on the court to others, that there's no sort of regression or pain that slows her down. We want to make sure she's at 100%. Here's Mitchell dancing to the cup.
If I'm a defender, I do not want to see Kelsey Mitchell coming at me without knowing that there's help behind me.
Miller with the answer again. Diamond Miller, who did not shoot the three well at college or her first 2 years as a pro, has shot it lights out this season. 15 for 28. As Mitchell answers, and now starting to catch some rhythm for both teams. Indiana right back into that zone. Beckers. Jones lofts it. Miller back iron and off. Rebound tracked by Segrist. Another chance here for Dallas.
Of course, one of the challenges when you are in a zone defense is finding a player to box out.
Cunningham off the deflection. Cunningham looking for some help. Pedals through traffic. With the sneak attack. Able to scoop it in. Here's Beckers. It's being ridden by Mitchell. Beckers trying to get a whistle and just astonished that she did not. Cunningham a three. Back iron it off. Out to Mitchell. Boston inside. Oh, the volley pass and the volley lay. A 7-0 Indiana run. They're within 2 and a foul. This time, Beckers does get the call.
I thought this might have been an offensive foul.
Indiana's considering challenging this call, but they will not. As Beckers gets 3 and in at the 3. Rebound lands in the lap with Mitchell. Here's Mitchell. Around Lee Yaroo. Deflected off of Hull out of bounds. Dallas ball. Ooh, we're going to say this is Indiana ball. Looked like it last hit Lexi Hull. We'll see if the Wings see a replay. Do not. Cunningham. 1 to shoot. Cunningham. Again! Sophie Cunningham. A wizard with these finishes. And it's tied at 42. Boston on the block. And a 6-second difference game in shot clock. 9-0 Indiana run. Mitchell, 7 to shoot. Mitchell a 3. In and out. Hull diving in for the rebound. It's going to stay here. And Paige Beckers is down. Beckers is down, has been dealing with a back issue.
She saw Diamond Miller go to the scorer's table. She's like, no, I don't want to sub here.
And they call the foul on Beckers on that rebound. Here's Mitchell. Weaving, laying, can't hit. Leaves some time for Dallas. Jones eyes the clock. Jones launches in and out. And that'll do Wilson. And now, Paige Beckers. Here's Hull bouncing inside. Howard finds Boston cutting. Got hit. And we'll shoot 2 as we check in with Angel Gray.
Well, just speaking with Coach Koklanis at halftime, he talked about the adjustments specifically in the second quarter where they were outscored 27-19 in that frame. But specifically, he talked about them playing with more tempo and aggression and trying to match that. He said our assignment coming into this game was making sure that we were the physical team, and he felt like there was a drought in that second quarter. But I also asked him about Paige and the looks that she was getting in the second quarter. She went 1 for 5 from the field in that frame, and he said she's getting good looks. She just hasn't been able to knock them down, so trying to free her up as the game continues in this game. And then obviously with her knocking down that last bucket, he likes what he's seeing so far.
Yeah, Angel, you saw the first play they ran out of the third quarter was to get Paige Beckers a look coming off the on-ball screen.
Thank you, Angel. Tied at 44. A minute into the third. Berger leaves it short. Hold the rebound. Look at a push for Indiana. Here's Boston. Hull didn't take the three. Little pull-up jumper short. Mitchell gets it back to Hull. They reverse it. Cunningham. Boston backing down, twisting, and can't quite finish it. As Becker's trying to save it, ends up tossing it out of bounds, and it's going to be Indiana basketball.
Sophie to attack it.
Here's Cunningham. Cunningham gets denied this time. Geisel Suda.
It just seems like a perfect name for that, doesn't it?
It does. Boston on the follow. Able to avoid the Geisel Suda. Indiana, its first lead since it was 4-2. Look at the standings. These are critical games for the Fever. Becker's unable to hit. Cunningham the rebound. A big screen in the backcourt for Boston on Beckers as Howard lays it in. And Paige Beckers very frustrated with the officiating. She has not gotten the benefit of the doubt on a couple of calls tonight. Ooh, look out. That's going to be an offensive foul. Nobody in the league has taken more offensive fouls this season than Lexi Hull. And it's not even close as she takes that one as well. The 29th offensive foul she has drawn, 10 more than any other player in the league.
It's incredible, the intangibles when it comes to Lexi Hull. She has 44 offensive rebounds, tied with Dejanay Carrington from the most offensive boards from the guard position. So much hustle.
Cunningham has size on Quinterly, but it's Geisel Suda again who gets her. Jones trying to attack Howard, who says no. Jones then shoots but can't finish the layup.
Can we say Howard Geisel Suda her? Or is it only like on the other end?
I think it only belongs to Louisa.
Okay.
As Hull turns it over. First turnover in about 9 minutes of game action, and Segrist lays it in on the other end. That's what Dallas did so well in that first half. They turned 10 Indiana turnovers into 19 points. And a foul called on Geisel Suda here, guarding Boston.
They have this right in front of us, and just the look, Aaliyah Boston just stares right at the official when the foul happened, like with her eyes saying, you are going to call this, right?
Here's Cunningham. Off to Boston. Hull. Mitchell back to Hull. 5 to shoot. Into Howard. 3 to shoot. Howard turns, takes, and hits. Indiana the 4-point lead. Segrist thought about it. Defers instead. Quinterly. And that's going to be a carry.
Natasha Howard recognizes that the shot clock is going.
And the foul called against Dallas. And it will stay here. Making a jump ball, and Howard Howard will jump it up with Siegrist.
I like jump balls with bigs when Eric Bruton is the official tossing the ball up. He does a really good job with the jump ball toss, but he's just like not a particularly tall man.
Right.
And so I enjoy him surrounded by the length of the women in the WNBA.
It's a bit of a climb on that jump.
Situation. Yes, it is.
I think there was some confusion amongst scores table officials as to whether or not it's a foul or a jump, but it is a jump ball that last hits Dallas, and it will be Indiana possession. Also, they're making sure to get the shot clock right there. With 5:46 to go in the third, and Indiana 50-46 lead on Dallas. You recovered from the poof?
I'm recovered. Yes, thank you for asking.
Yeah, you got it. I just wanted to know if, I'm going to have an analyst for the rest of the quarter.
I'm back.
Here's Howard. Oh, good first step. Howard can't quite finish it. Hines Allen off the glass, charging forward. Barrels inside. Cunningham able to stand her ground. Howard out of bounds, and it will stay with Dallas.
Give credit to Sophie Cunningham because she stood right in there as Hines Allen's coming down the lane, and Hines Allen would be a tough one to take a charge against because she has such a strong frame.
One interesting thing to track just as Indiana plays, without Caitlin Clark and now without Erin McDonald and Sydney Colson, as Lee Yaroo misses that three. That first half, Cunningham brought the ball up 10 times, Sims 10 times, Mitchell 8 times. That kind of distribution for Indiana as they navigate this.
It's going to be hugely important for them to share the wealth in that regard.
Boston was pushed out. 7 to shoot. Boston methodical on her take. Siegrist in the corner. Connects on a three. Maddie Siegrist, the pride of Our Lady of Lords, burying the corner pop. A season high 17 for Siegrist. Timeout on the floor, 3-point game midway through the third.
That's how much contact she absorbs as well.
Cunningham can hit the three. Hines Allen able to secure the rebound.
What do you think of course, anytime you see a dartboard?
I think of us playing darts in Vegas together.
I was going to say barbecue sauce.
Oh, well, yes. We played darts with Jason Sudeikis, so barbecue sauce indeed.
There you go.
Quinterly connects on the three. Can't leave out our colleague and friend Renee Stubbs either, who's playing with us. Tied at 52. 6 minutes into this third. Here's Mitchell's jumper. That one's back-eyed and off. Quinterly. Into Lee Yaroo, gets fouled by Howard. Let's check in with Angel Gray.
Well, Rebecca, earlier you said that Gina Auriemma said that 90 type of player. She said she's been able to build a relationship with him this season and had a conversation with him about a moment that really stuck with her. She said when Kyrie tore his ACL and still shot the free throws, he now, thank you, God. She mentioned that in her injuries, it was always, why me? But to see that really impacted the way she not only views how she moments, and she said in the adversity of her not stringing together wins probably for the first time in her life, she's constantly grounding herself in big picture of growth and opportunity thanks to Kyrie.
Awesome story, Angel, and really interesting perspective from Paige, and that she actually was excited to ask Kyrie that very question. Why did you say thank you, God? And Paige has tried to take that grateful approach through this losing, as she knows Dallas is building a foundation, and some of that means you're losing in a rebuild.
Yeah, certainly. She's tried to have perspective on all of it and what a growth process it can be and how she can continue to be a good leader throughout it.
6 assists for Paige, goes backdoor and gets fouled from behind by Odyssey Sims. That'll be the second team foul on the Fever. 3:19 to go in this third. Indiana right now 18 and 14, 5th in the league, tied with the Aces, who have caught a little fire of late after suffering the worst road loss in the history of the WNBA at the hands of the Lynx. Vegas has...
Home loss, sorry.
Yes, Vegas has gone on a winning streak, And Asia Wilson has put up just incredible numbers over this stretch. And another foul here on Sims guarding Beckers as she's finally getting some of the whistles that she's been asking for. Hits out at 9 as Beckers finishes off the inbound.
And really smart to go right to her after Sims had just picked up 2 consecutive fouls trying to defend her.
It's a 10-0 Dallas run. They're back in front by 4 as Hines Allen fouls Boston. Under 3 minutes to go in the third. Here's Sims. Howard will launch. Hand it to 3, and Leroux the rebound. Here's Hines Allen. Howard just 22% from 3 on the season. Hines Allen looked like she got hit. She did. Foul on Howard, caught her wrist, and Hines Allen will go to the line. 14-point deficit. Hines Allen goes 1 for 2. 5-point Dallas lead. Here's Mitchell. Hawked by Quinterly. Mitchell with some space will fire. And a whistle before the shot against Quinterly. And that'll be the 4th team foul against Dallas, the first on Quinterly. Our audience may remember J.J. Quinterly from her time with West Virginia, and specifically that second-round game against Iowa when she was one of the defenders who was really putting a lot of pressure on Caitlin Clark in Caitlin's senior year. Shot clock at 5. Sims looking inside. It's at 1. Douglas had it blocked and into the arms of Leroux.
It's the second time this game that Douglas has had the ball hot potato to her as the shot clock's gone down.
Beckers redirects. Hines Allen, great entry feed. And Leroux with the finish plus the foul.
Leroux does an outstanding job on this possession, Ryan, just holding her position. And once she gets her defender on her back.
Points. It's a 14-0 Dallas run after Indiana had been down by 14 in the first half. They built a 6-point lead early in this third, but Dallas has vanquished that. Here's Sims, guarded by Quinterly. Sims trying to force her way inside, can't finish. Boston drops the rebound out of bounds. Dallas basketball.
You can certainly see out of Sims sort of feeling her way through, because when she is, more comfortable within a system, she is really good coming off on-ball action, getting to her mid-range and floating those shots up and in.
Indiana back in his zone. Quinterly off on a 3. Douglas the rebound. Douglas, Boston, Bibby, Cunningham, and Sims the 5 for Indiana. Sims after a big screen from Boston. Douglas in the corner, can't hit. Long rebound. Beckers tips it to herself. 3-on-1. Segrist lays it in, plus the foul. A chance for 3 for Maddie Segrist as Indiana just had the season high 19 points. With a free throw coming, Beckers up to 12 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. And the run is 16-0 for Dallas. And it's now a 10-point lead. WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. A reminder, tomorrow night on ESPN, we have the Liberty and the Aces, always an outstanding rivalry.
Liberty play at LA tonight and at Vegas tomorrow before they head up to Minnesota to get that matchup in.
And doing so without Brianna Stewart. While Indiana no field goals in the last 4 minutes, they've missed their last 6 shots. And Dallas once again built a double-digit lead. as they still try and navigate this period before the return of Caitlin Clark. McDonald and Colson out for the season. The schedule gets a lot harder for Indiana after the next week. Now off the turnover, Segrist. Runner is good. Maddie Segrist has tied her career high with 22 points.
Dallas now has 27 points off of 16 Indiana turnovers. That's a ton of points off turnovers.
That is a remarkable conversion rate. Mitchell did not score in that third. Here's Mitchell stopping on a dime. In at the jumper. Duntis gets fouled and will shoot two.
Defense to off.
The 14-point lead matches Dallas's largest of the night. Indiana had completely erased it by halftime, then built a 6-point lead early in the third before Dallas went on a 19-0 run. Point Dallas lead. 9:05 to go in the fourth. Beckers zipping through the lane, curls it in.
While Bibby is on the floor, Brianna Turner has to play a guard matchup defensively, so she had Beckers.
An extended 25-4 Dallas run. Here's Duntis trying to plod past Lee Yaroo. Banks it in after a stagnant possession. And a foul here on Cunningham as she once again gets locked up with Beckers.
Athleticism to guard on the perimeter, but that was too tough of a guard in that possession.
Number 4 on Cunningham. Hines Allen lobs it in. Lee Yaroo, how about the footwork from Lee Yaroo, having a huge game off the bench, and Indiana needs a timeout. Of the WNBA playoffs begin. Every single playoff game will be on our networks. As Mitchell finally gets a look, her first points of the second half. When you see how tight the standings are, too, just so intrigued by what these playoffs are going to look like.
Yeah. Excited to see teams get healthy again.
Yes. Beckers has it tipped by Turner. Here comes Hull. Mitchell was open. They didn't see her. Duntis can't hit. A miss there by Indiana as Mitchell was wide open on the wing in transition, and nobody saw her. Beckers mid-range. She got it. Beckers with 14 points, 7 assists. Cunningham can't finish on the interior. Check it, 16 now for Beckers. Here's Quinterly. Beckers dances away from Cunningham. Hines Allen's 3. You bet. Dallas with its largest lead of the night. It is swelled to 17.
Dallas has stayed tough on the defensive end of the floor and then gotten the looks that they've wanted on the other end.
Here's Mitchell hopping into the paint. Turner lays it in. Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard getting ready to check back in for Indiana. And they make a push in this fourth. Beckers pedals through, can't curl it in, doesn't get the whistle. Indiana with numbers the other way. Mitchell in the corner. Timeout Dallas at the end of the second quarter when they erased a 14-point deficit. Here's Quinterly off the trap of Beckers. Quinterly can't hit. Howard secures the glass for Indiana. Fever without a traditional point guard on the floor. Cunningham trying to shed her defenders. 5 to shoot. Looking inside, 3 to shoot. Hall's going to have to put it up. The runner, and she did not get it off in time. The best look may have actually come from Cunningham on the drive baseline that she just tried to reverse play it in.
I think she saw Lee there and was worried about getting her shot blocked. But yeah, I completely agree with you.
"17 turnovers for Indiana. Mitchell hawking Quinterly all over, and the foul is called. Dallas with 27 points off of Indiana turnovers in this game. Leroux looking inside. Here's Beckers. Hines Allen, not that time. And Hull the rebound. Ooh, Hull gets slammed in the backcourt by Quinterly. That'll be the second team foul against Dallas. Dallas with Segrist, Hines Allen, Quinterly, Beckers, and Leroux on the floor. Big game from Aisha Hines Allen off the bench. Mitchell sprints into the lane, finds Cunningham. She got it on a 3, and it's a single-digit deficit.
How about the awareness of Kelsey Mitchell to get the touch in the paint, draw the defense, and then kick it out to Cunningham.
First assist of the game for Mitchell. 8-0 Indiana run. Beckers, no opportunity for Indiana. Mitchell gives it up. Howard into the paint, got bumped, and will go to the line with a chance to make it a 7-point game.
Kelsey Mitchell is so quick, and she can get a touch in the paint.
Big free throws here, and Howard now 1 of 3 from the line tonight. "8-0 Fever run." Howard has the double-double as she hits the second. 8th double-double this season for Natasha Howard. Beckers gives it up. Leroux a 3, short rebound. Mitchell battling with Quinterly, and Mitchell comes up with it. Mitchell wasn't sure if she had her dribble. I think she probably did, but wanted to be sure. Here's Mitchell darting into the paint, gets fouled by Hines Allen. And Kelsey Mitchell's going to shoot 2 with a chance to make it a 6-point game.
Aisha Hines Allen wants the review, and it did look like
2 of 2 from the line so far tonight, and she hits the first. 75.5% from the line on the season, but 82.5% in her career.
Ryan, as your kids get older, you'll realize that there might be one that you can trust more than the other in terms of how they tell the truth.
Yeah.
And I think coaches are like that when certain players are spinning the finger.
Yeah.
There's some that they might trust more than others.
An 11-0 Indiana run. It's a 6-point game, 3:15 to go. Geisel Suda back in. Bodies hit the floor, trying to get it to Beckers. Hull denying her. Hines Allen drives it. Can't finish the layup, knocked out of bounds. And at last touch, Dallas. It's going to be Indiana basketball. On first look, thought it maybe was off Cunningham, but no review from the Dallas bench.
Aliyah Bassa was begging for the ball because she wanted to inbound it before it could be reviewed.
Here is Cunningham directing traffic. Mitchell, a 3. She's fouled. Carol Kelsey Mitchell going to the line to shoot three.
Good things have happened when Kelsey Mitchell.
We have 3 shots on the floor we're reviewing.
This is a traditional closeout.
Yes.
We'll see if it is reckless in nature.
Boy, this would be an... who we heard Angel talk about earlier, and Steph White just saying she is so proud of Kelsey. Her decision-making, her shot selection, how she's played on balance, not trying to play outside of herself, even as she's been asked to do more.
My understanding was...
One of the things that's been so wonderful over the course of the past 2 seasons with the attention that's been put on this Indiana Fever team and franchise is that so many new fans' eyes have been opened to the talent that is Kelsey Mitchell.
And Mitchell goes 2 for 3. It's a 4-point game, 2:45 to go. Quinterly, Beckers, Leroux, Maddie Siegrist, and Hines Allen, the 5 for Dallas. They lob it in. Leroux got hooked and still finishes, plus the foul.
Aaliyah Boston was trying to get the official to call the foul.
Indiana will lose their challenge as well as their timeout. 1 shot for Euro. Thank you.
That's stunning to me.
As well. Which I guess they're saying the contact from Boston then happened once Leroux was going up with it, not prior to when they were locked up. As this foul's called on Quinterly. A career-high 20 points tonight for Leroux. And Indiana in the bonus, so free throws here for Cunningham. Cunningham, it's the free throw. Sports Center starts at 10:30 tonight on ESPN with Kevin Connors and Ryan Smith. Cunningham hits them both. 5-point game, 2:22 to go. Dallas at a 78-61 lead with 6:38 remaining. Lob it in, Leroux twisting, couldn't finish, out of bounds. It'll stay here with Dallas. Here's Leroux having a huge night, a career high. Taking it to Boston and stepped out of bounds as Dallas turns it over. Step down right there. Here's Howard, working Hines Allen. Howard gets the roll, and it's a 1-possession game. Crowd rising to its feet. Indiana on a 17-3 run over the last 5 minutes. Caitlin Clark imploring the crowd. Beckers gives it up. Leroux, no. Rebound, Hull. Here comes Cunningham. Cross court, Howard. Hull on the drive through the lane, draws a crowd. Mitchell a 3 to tie and a foul. Hull will be called for the illegal screen. Number 4 on Lexi Hull as Indiana turns it over for an 18th time.
If you're Indiana.
1:05 to go in the 4th. Leroux fakes the 3 into the arms of Beckers. Doesn't get the roll. Howard the rebound. Indiana basketball down 3. They have their reset left. No timeouts. Mitchell gives it up. Cunningham, 10 to shoot. Back to Mitchell, 7 to shoot. Mitchell trying to create with 5 to shoot. Mitchell through the lane. And scoop it in. And it's a 1-point game. Timeout, Dallas. What a
Paige Beckers to have the basketball in her hands, making decisions on this play.
Seeger's trying to get it into Beckers and does. About an 8.5-second difference game in shot clock. So Indiana obviously playing straight up defense here, down 1. Beckers. Backing away. Beckers on the drive. Stops. Takes. Can't hit. Rebound Howard. Indiana on the move. Not using the reset. Into the arms of Mitchell. 5 seconds. Mitchell with 3. Mitchell will take. And a foul. Or a reset timeout. Stephanie White 1.7 to go. Cunningham has to get it in.